have another question. I have a recurring feeling when I meditate, and that's of, it's not floating. I struggle trying to find the correct word to describe it.
Before you go, hold the thought just for a moment. Something that's recurring means you've got a pretty consistent, steady vibration about it. We just want to stick that in there. Anytime anything is recurring in your life, playing out, dreams, that means there's a vibration that is pretty steady that keeps causing that vibration or thought to turn to that recurring thing.
It's a good thing.
Yes,
it's a great feeling. It's a feeling of...
We were just enjoying the word recurring.
Okay.
We liked the word recurring, and we just wanted to use it to emphasize the momentum of law of attraction. Yes.
Well, I like it too. And I like the feeling so much of this feeling of levitating or floating or being without gravity so much. It makes me feel so good, and it's easy to get there, but the feeling is so familiar, and I don't understand how could I have a familiar feeling of something I've never experienced.
Well, because there are these basic vibrational points of view or vantage points that can be demonstrated in many different ways. That feeling is absence of resistance, and you're translating it into that feeling. But absence of resistance can also be translated into a new idea. Absence of resistance can also be translated into a feeling of elation. Absence of resistance can also be translated into rendezvousing with something that just takes your breath away when you observe it. So absence of resistance just being translated in that time of meditation into that feeling of complete detachment. Not detachment from who you are because you still have consciousness. Not detachment from well-being because you could feel the well-being. Detachment from anything in the way of that is what you're describing there.
Okay.
Yeah. Something that's recurring like that is a really good thing. When you're free-flowing like that, that means receptive mode is easy for you to click into anytime you want. And so we know that along with that recurring feeling of detachment from resistance, you're also full of great ideas and full of energy and good feelings and probably having a whole lot of fun. Yeah.
I'll do it more often then. I'll make it recur more often. Final question, our furred family, our pets. I had the good fortune of, as a child, being raised as a Christian Scientist. So Western medicine was not my first choice for healing. I have also gone to explore energy healing with humans and now animals. But I'm finding that I don't know if I'm helping them. I feel like I'm getting something from them, and I can't quite explain it. I almost feel like they're assisting with the healing, and I've now begun to work with horses in therapy. But why are they so magnificent with their energy, with...
Because it's pure. They don't sweat the small stuff. They don't let things that are unimportant be the reason that they don't allow the energy to flow.
So can humans help animals? Are animals truly the ones helping the humans?
Well, everyone can help. Anyone who's tuned in, tapped in, turned on. We are talking about this receptive mode. We also want to call it the replenishing mode. If you are tuned into that and feeling good, then you don't get tired, you don't get weary, your ideas keep flowing. In other words, it's only ever resistance that slows you down or wears you down or makes you tired. So anyone who is consistently in that receptive mode is of value to anyone or anything that they hold as their object of attention. Animals do it much more than humans because the difference between the beasts of your planet and your human population, the only one really that is significant enough to make note of, is that humans came with the intention of being more deliberate about creation. So you intended to more specifically sift and more specifically choose and more specifically define your vortex, understanding that once you define it, that law of attraction will cause those ideas to turn to the manifested experience. So you are more about step one, sifting, sorting, choosing. You're more about asking than the animals are. You came with more intent to ask. Now, of course, step two is always the process of source. And step three is now, as a human, you've got to find some way to line up with what you're asking for. The beasts of your planet came, of course, with desires, and life does cause them to create a vortex, but not to the extent of yours and not to the detail of yours. An animal that comes into a physical body has nearly the same intentions coming in as it has going out. In other words, dogs aren't in their mind building dog kennels and racetracks and things of that nature. So the beasts of your planet come with less intention than the humans do, but they come with way, way, way more evolved proclivity to allow. So they've got step 3 really down. You've got step 1 really down. Now, if you could get step 1 and step 3 down, then you'd be as happy as your dog. So what we're saying is, your beasts don't get that split in their energy. They can. You can influence it to them. Humans, especially domesticated animals, can be influenced by the worries, but for the most part, their corks are floating. That's the way they like it. And you know that because you watch them. Unless you find medical ways to keep them in their physical bodies way longer than they ever intended to be, then they get tired and ornery, just like you. Enough?
Yeah, perfect.
Really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.